Firstly, I know the intro does not do justice to the kind of work that goes into this. Many people just go into the medical field to make a lot of money, to have a comfortable life, but to be on the front lines is extremely, extremely difficult. So I think to congratulate you at first and to then ask, what is this new campaign aimed at achieving? Which questions, who do I direct what to whom? Is that to you?
I'll be able to tell you.
Awesome, yes.
So the thinking behind launching Tough Decisions was people like Anna and other medics that work for Doctors Without Borders in over 67 countries around the world on a daily basis have to take difficult and often tough decisions about how to prioritize which patient for treatment with limited resources. And we wanted to share these tough decisions with South Africans because very often we think it's beyond our reach to assist in the rest of the continent or in Pakistan, Afghanistan. But we really want to encourage South Africans to decide to donate, to support our work, because this is really the foundation of providing independent, neutral and impartial medical care where it's needed most, often in conflicts or in epidemics such as the Ebola epidemic today.
Yeah. Just speak to us about some of those tough decisions, because I think that captures exactly what it is. When you're faced with two situations, both life and death, but because of limited resources, you have to make a tough decision. Just give us one example.
I just came from South Sudan, and in December, conflict erupted in South Sudan. So we were in the field in a rural area, it's not accessible by road, so we had to be flown in. And we were busy in the little hospital, and a woman came in, she had obstructed labor. And at that time, the gunfire and everything just happened around us. And we had to make the decision, we stopped helping this woman for her safety and for our own safety, and we all had to go to a safe area. And so we couldn't help her. And that haunted me. Until much later, I heard that she was safe. But, so sometimes we have to make that decision not to give advanced care, for instance, because these are resource-limited areas. And if we are going to start advanced care, then we're not going to help little children, because most of our patients are children and mothers. And so it's difficult to make that decision not to help a child because we do not have ICUs. We do not have ventilators in rural areas. So when do you stop treatment and just give supportive treatment?
It must be absolutely terrible, because it's not only the lives of your patients you're concerned about at the operating table there with long hours and giving out the help, but it's your very own life that's at risk.
Yeah, that sometimes is in the back of your mind, but mostly it is about the work we do in the field. It's because we work with MSF because we want to help.
Yeah. Borrie, how do we help?
I think the simplest way that people can help the work that MSF or Doctors Without Borders does, people like Anna and other medics that work with us, the easiest way to support us is by simply sending an SMS with the word JOIN, that's JOIN, to the number 41486, and that gives us an immediate donation of 15 Rand a month, which is a small amount. But these small amounts add up to something big. We've got roughly 22,000 people in South Africa that are supporting our work already on a monthly basis, which we're incredibly grateful for. And this allows us to work in difficult places such as South Sudan, Afghanistan, today responding to Ebola as well. And it's important for us to acknowledge that we can't do the work that our field workers do without the support of everyday people from all walks of life. And it's really encouraging, and we feel incredibly proud that South Africans have already decided to be this generous to give what little they have sometimes to allow us to do more in the field.
Now, Doctors Without Borders, I understand, is an international organization. Is this campaign solely directed at the South African constituency, or is this rolled out to other parts of the globe as well?
So Tough Decisions as a campaign, we're rolling out in South Africa, but we've had very positive reviews from our colleagues abroad in Ireland, in the UK, in Canada as well. But for now, what we're doing is just rolling out in South Africa in order to start a conversation about some of the tough decisions over 100 days with South Africans to explain our work and also to show people how they can participate in providing medical humanitarian care.
The hashtag Tough Decisions says to me that it's a Twitter campaign. Is it mainly on social media platforms?
That's the idea behind it. So we've noticed that the way in which people normally use Tough Decisions is quite flippant. When I have to decide whether I wear heels or flats, I know it's an important decision to some at some point. But what we are saying is, like, in the universe where you're making those kind of decisions and that purporting to be quite a serious one, consider that there are field workers like Anna or our other colleagues that make real life and death tough decisions, and that it should be an easy decision to decide to donate and to support our work.
Because in the greater scheme of things, high heels or flat shoes is not a life and death situation. I mean, I know, like you said, some people are highly concerned about that, but when we're facing a decision of saving a young child or saving a mother, that it comes down to the wires. Anna, have you lost any friends? Do you know of any casualties in the medical field as a result of the work on the ground?
I worked in Liberia in 2003, so for 4 years, and I made quite a few Liberian friends. And now when I had to make the decision to go to Ebola projects, do I go to Liberia or Sierra Leone, I contacted some of my Liberian friends, and they did not answer. So I don't know what happened to them, if they were affected by Ebola. So in that, and then I decided I want to go to Sierra Leone rather.
My goodness. Yeah. You know, there are some detractors who will say we've got problems of our own in South Africa. Why send doctors to other parts of the world? Why send doctors to Ebola-inflicted areas? So why not just keep all the resources for ourselves? What do you say to that?
Well, precisely because we've got really super committed South African medics. People like Anna, people like Dr. Mohammed Dalwai, Dr. Vanessa Naidu. These are people that are well known to South Africans because they've worked with us in Afghanistan, in Pakistan, in South Sudan, in Syria. They give of their time. They work for a limited period of time with MSF, probably a couple of months, normally like 6 to 9 months, and they return. They come and work in our public hospitals again. They come and make a difference back home, but they've contributed to something larger. They've given of their time, their skill. Mohammed, for instance, this week, in fact, is in Brazil, where he's speaking about implementing the South African triage score, which is a tool that emergency doctors use in ER rooms and casualty wards to make a decision about how to prioritize patients when they come in with a variety of injuries. And so he's implemented this in Afghanistan and Pakistan, Sierra Leone, also in Haiti, with really good results. And it's something that we can really feel proud about as South Africans. It's one of the things our medics use in our own emergency rooms is actually saving lives around the world. So in essence, we've got so much to give. We shouldn't close our hands. We should open and extend it in friendship and in assistance to others on our continent, people in particular who are in dire need now in West Africa.
Where else can people get some information?
So if you want to find out more about our work, you can follow us on Twitter. It's at MSF_South Africa. Or search for us on Facebook. Alternatively, visit www.msf.org.za. Or even simpler, if you really want to make that decision today to assist our work, you can go to decidetodonate.co.za. And in that sense, someone can make a quick online donation.
And that SMS, of course, that will donate, is it 15 Rand, you said, a month?
Yes.
That SMS is, SMS the word join to 41482, am I correct?
41486.
86, there we go. Thanks for correcting me. So it's the word join to 41486, and that's to make a donation of 15 Rand. It may seem like a small number, but if we all do a little bit, it goes a long way. We'll have to leave it there. Thank you so very much for joining us. That campaign, hashtag Toughdecisions, on Twitter, you can find them at MSF_South Africa, at MSF_South Africa. Yep, so go there and make sure that you find out a little bit more and do contribute if you can. A quick ad break, we continue after that.